Hey guys, thanks for clicking on the video. My name is Elliot Forbes and this is episode 65 of Men's Grooming Weekly. Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time, welcome. Hello, my name is Elliot Forbes. I'm a barber based in central London and this channel is dedicated to hair, beard, shaving tips and ASMR style shaving and haircuts as well. So if that's something you're interested in, click subscribe. This week's product of the week is the Baxters Beard Lineup Shave Gel. This week's hair icon, we're doing it as 007 James Bond. The new movie has just come out. So I wanted to recap his top 5 haircuts over the years and we'll be talking about whether using a top knot or tying your hair up, how that affects your hairline. Okay, now the first part, and it is the product of the week, and it's the Baxters Beard Lineup Shave Gel. It's a transparent shaving gel. Now this is great for anyone that might have a little bit of sensitivity or that gets any irritation or red spots at the bottom of their neck when they're shaving. Now a lot of times the reason will that be because the hair and the growth pattern goes in lots of different directions. If you're using a shaving cream or a shaving foam and it like really foams up and you can't see it, then it's very hard to be able to tell which direction the growth is going in whilst you're shaving. So using something that's transparent is perfect for that. So you can apply this then to the skin and then you look in the mirror and you can see exactly where all the hairs then grow, and it's then super easy to actually follow the grain with the razor that you're using. I found this one to really allow the blade to glide really nicely. Sometimes on the transparent shaving gels, they dry down quite quickly, so you almost have to keep applying more of it. But I think because this has got a little bit of oil in it, it allows it to still stay wet and still say glidey.
Glidey? Is glidey a word? I don't think I've ever heard that before.
The main ingredient is aloe vera, but it's almost got like a really refreshing sort of like pepperminty smell to it as well. And actually when you then apply this to the face, it almost feels as though it allows the hairs to stick out a little bit more to get a closer shave. So if you're looking for something that is a transparent shaving gel, 100% would recommend this. Go and give it a go. Okay, and now onto this week's hair icon, and it's 007, James Bond. In number 5, George Lazenby's really groomed, really strict parting. It's very elegant, very smart. As you can tell, there's no texture with it at all. It just sits very solid. It's a bit more of a rounder silhouette, but still classic and still great. In at 5 is Pierce Brosnan as James Bond. A bit more of a corner bit up on the sides. His hair grows forward, so when he pushes it back, he gets lots of volume to it. I think really shoots his jaw angle when it's a bit shorter, when it's a bit longer. It looks a little bit too out of control, but this shape is great. In at 3, Roger Moore. A bit more of a looser texture look through the top. Clean around the ears, pushes back ever so slightly. I like the way it comes forward and then to the side as opposed to just pushing it straight back. Does a very good job then hiding the recession areas and showing how thin his hair is. In at number 2, Daniel Craig. Love this haircut. Real shift away from James Bond classic. A bit shorter, a bit rounder, lots of texture. Has a bit more of an edgier feel to it. And probably my favourite James Bond, to be honest. And in at number 1, Sean Connery. The most classic James Bond haircut there is. When I think of James Bond, I think of this look. I think it ties in with that character perfectly. Really groomed, really polished, strict parting. Probably a little bit of Brill cream just so it glues it all into place. Still a little bit of length through the sides, but clean around the ears. Very timeless, very classic. And if you were working in the city in London today, this haircut would still look absolutely brilliant. And now onto the final part of the show. Does wearing a top knot or man bun ruin your hairline? It definitely will make a difference to it for sure. If you think when you're tying it up into a knot, you're pulling on the hair an awful lot, you're stressing it, especially when some people like really groom it back and slick it back really tight, no doubt that is going to affect and it's going to put stress on that front hairline. And if you do it over a prolonged period of time, definitely those hairs will fall out. So if you are going to do it, you just got to be mindful of that and not be overdoing it. Obviously, you'll be able to see over time how your hair is changing and the amount of hairs that are coming out. Things to be mindful of in general, say if your hair's longer or if you just want to keep your hair in better condition, things to be mindful of are, as opposed to using a towel when you get out of the shower and really aggressively drying it, you want to get the towel and just gently pat the hair. That's then putting way less stress on it. You're less likely to get it caught and then pull it out. From youngsters, you're just used to just shaking your head like crazy and then getting it dry. If your hair's longer, making sure that you use a nice brush, maybe something like a tangle teaser, so that it can work through the hair a lot easier. Say if you were to use a thin tooth comb, it's going to be harder to actually work that through the hair. So you're going to be pulling on the hair a bit harder and essentially then pulling out some of the hairs as well. Make sure that you're using a decent conditioner as well. That'll then make the tangle teaser or the brush that you're using much easier for it to go through and work through the hair. But if you are tying up and then you're feeling as though, oh, it is getting a little bit finer in through that front area, a great option which they have now is these little bottles of spray, which actually you can just spray up over the front hairline. It strengthens that up so it just makes it look slightly darker. Now you have to be careful of not going like over the top with it and then making it look like so it's super dark, but just a couple of little sprays that then fills up any gaps and makes the hairline look a good bit fuller. So that could be an option if you feel like it's getting weaker as well. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a little thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, go and click that subscribe button right now. If you've got any questions, drop them down below and I would love to get back to you and help you out with them. Have a brilliant rest of your day. Much love, Elliot.